Right, I'm just starting a new practice of trying to share my code with Robin. Thank you for reviewing this if you managed to listening to my rambles. You may know I'm dyslexic, and I'm going to post this on YouTube so anyone can watch it. Feel free to comment and help me fix it. I think this code reads best from the bottom up. Let me start by showing you the end result. This is the page that I'm working on. I've been working on for a few weeks now and finally got a bit of a breakthrough, so I want to share this and partly so I don't forget. So this is the front page version. At the moment this is not live. But it's under new 4, as you can see here. Now at the moment this loads all of the hotels listed in a WordPress website, which is a bit unfamiliar territory for me, so you can see they're all there. And that's an infinite scroll, so the further you go down the more you see. But obviously it's not very useful for most people unless they're looking for just hotels. Then it switches and you just get hotels. Destinations, you get destinations, just things to do, There's a bit of a filtering option, but a much better way of filtering I think is going to be to say where you're going. Like, say if you're going to London, or even London, so here we go, London hotels. Now these are the London hotels. Again, at the moment it's still on infinite scroll, but I'm going to be changing this to just load all of them. Once you've selected a particular place, you load all of them. Then you get these other tabs. Like, so if you're really sure you want to make sure it's got car parking, you can click car parking. Now there's only 3 hotels. Although that goes up again because of this infinite scroll. That's why I needed to load all of them. That as you go down, you'll see that more of got car parking, and that goes up. So now I've got 23 with car parking. 27 with a spa, but only 9 with a spa and car parking. So this is what my end result was aiming at, and I'll just quickly try to run through quickly how I achieved that, because I think it's a good idea to share code. I'll just bring that out of it. Oh yeah, and that changes it, so it's got a hash value at the top there, as you can see. So it's hash value place London hotels. So categories hotels, the place is London, and I've put place there, so it kind of makes sense. I hope to use the htaccess file to update that so that you can go directly to that page and have all this functionality on a nice clean URL without a hash in it. Okay, but I haven't done that yet. So this is the code. Reads best, like I was saying, from the bottom up. So at the moment I've just put it on, I've got JSON data, which is the name of this function above it, on when you post an item to the website. It's not just any item, it has to be a particular post. So if you post a post on this WordPress website, it runs this code. And posts aren't normally used, so I publish a post just to get this JSON data to be spat out in the correct way. Now there's a couple of types which aren't posts: the attractions, destinations and hotels that I'm interested in. Here's my, so there's the data array that I want to populate internally. and we just get the post types, cycle through the post types, and for each post type I'm going to look at up to 1,000 pages of 50 at a time. This is all available on GitHub, by the way, if you want to review the code further, and adapt it to your own project. I'm hoping to make a Drupal module so I can use it on bike fix, for example, which would be great. This gets the longitude and latitude, destinations, what taxonomy terms they're using, and and the link to the destination. If they've got if they haven't loaded longitude and latitude, I'm not putting it in. That's why I've got these two separate cases for the same, pretty much the same. This could do with a bit of tidying up. Give me a PR if you're up for it. So also I'm adding some items which don't actually load a new page. That's why we've got this hash value there. So the URL is a hash value. When it goes to the URL, it then updates the page. And I'm getting this all written to a JSON file in the root of the site. And this is the one with the longitude and latitude and categories. So that's why it's got that name. It's also stored in local storage. It's a bit of a hassle to keep cleaning it out for everyone. So I've just given it a different name every time I've changed it. Then it puts that in, loads it into JSON format, and saves it in the file. There you go, JSON encode, the arrays merged, and there we go. And I get it to return the post ID because that was what was in there at the beginning of. Right. So that's the back end. It produces the JSON file. This is all that gets put out as a view. So there's no need to worry about saving stuff in this instance at the moment. Just the output from the WordPress site. Could be a Drupal site, could be Firebase file or anything like that. I'll split this file into two because this file also reads better from the bottom, and I haven't separated it off into its own JavaScript file and HTML and CSS. So CSS is somewhere else. So using Twitter's type ahead module with Bloodhound, and that loads the JSON file. Cool. Show you how that works. Type ahead thing is up here, and I've already shown you how it works, haven't I? So you type it in, it fills it in for you, gives you a nice drop down. It's got some great features. Look into it. It's awesome. But I'm not going to run through them all now because I'd like to get this code reviewed. Right. So each of those ng repeats here, this is Angular's way of saying do this over and over. This whole bit, this whole tag will get repeated over and over and over for every one of these, which I've loaded into a list so that it doesn't have to do this query every time I use this list, because I use this list also for the badges. So this basically does a filter of the type. It just makes sure that the image has a dot. It makes sure the image has a dot in it, because if it doesn't have a dot, then it is not to be listed because it hasn't got an image. I could have said .png or JPEG or whatever, but just a dot suffices, so that's good. And it also, if there's a type, then it filters those out, which gives us the original functionality when you go to the front page. So just give me hotel, just give me attractions, just give me things to do. Then saves all that in this array, as I was saying. Right. Now that array gets reused in the collections, which is this bit here. So if I pick one, it then filters these three collections and the badges get updated. So badges get updated and also it gets hidden and shown, which is an awesome feature of Angular. Let me just show you how that's done. In here we just have ng hide, and then it says this is the reused list. Filter it by if the filter that they're just about to click on, which is the collection, C in collections, is equal to nothing. If the length of that array is equal to nothing, then don't bother showing that whole bit, and it just strips that out of the DOM. It's great, hides it. I'm not sure that it strips it out actually, but it seems to be very effective. Now, also for the badges, it uses that array that's loaded in here and shows you how many there's going to be, and obviously won't show it at all if there's 0. Very handy. And here is the facilities version. This one doesn't have an ng hide, so when you click on spa stays, and we can actually, if I select cinema here, that's got 0, so they're all 0, so they'd all disappear, and then you wouldn't have any way of going back. So now there's 5 or 6, and probably more if I scroll down because it hasn't loaded them all. Yeah. It has. Yeah. So as you can see, now we've got too many filters for this small window. But that's for the designer to work out how that's going to work, not for me. I can also, it's very easy just to limit the amount shown with the ng repeat. So we could say there's a maximum of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the code I'd just say ng repeat list options here, and then I could just add in a pipe and pipe it through a maximum number like I have here. Limit to 500, so it won't show more than 500 items on the page, which is, I think, fair. You don't want too many at once. Yeah, and then here we have these ng clicks, which set the filter type to their hotel destinations and things. These are the ones that get disappeared later on. So that's the Twitter Bootstrap functionality. And the main bit of Angular. Now I'll get into the Angular code in just a second in part 2.